Last season, we watched James Martin walk away from an offer from Kevin O'Leary for his wine by the glass business, Copa Di Vino.
I'll buy 51% of it for $600,000.
The opportunity is greater than that.
I am going to go buy a $1,000 bottle of wine tonight, and I'm going to drink it because I'm weeping for the opportunity lost.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
He's a dead man walking, just another deal.
Let's see what he's up to now.
Well, hold on, before we get there, it's been super requested here on the channel to watch this. So I figured we would do the update and go from there. And it's good to be back. Hooray. Ding, ding. I'm feeling a lot better. Thanks for hanging in there with me over the summer. It's been really hectic.
You know, walking away from a deal from Kevin O'Leary was brutal. But at the same time, Kevin O'Leary only wanted the patents. He didn't see any value in the brand. We wanted to build Copa Di Vino as a brand.
Do you have those samples?
I'm proud to say that Copa Di Vino's gone to $5 million in sales in 1 year.
Take this one to Chicago.
Business is booming. We're with some of the largest retailers in the world. Walmart, Ralph's, Kroger's, 7-Eleven, you name it, they want us.
This way a little. Take it in, looking good.
My company is growing so fast that we're putting all our revenue back into inventory. We need capital fast. And that's why I'm going back.
It's okay. So this is I believe the first time that anybody got to go back into the tank, let alone with just one season later, as well as with the same product. It's one of the probably one of the only times that this has happened in Shark Tank history. And again, this has been a super requested video. So if you enjoy these videos, make sure you smash that like button down below. Smash that like button down below to make that happen so we can get some more requests in here before the new season of Shark Tank is upon us and starts September, I think, 23rd. I don't know that I'll have all the videos up that night, but my intention is to, so as we have in the past. So we'll see what happens here.
I don't believe it.
I'm back. Are you kidding me? Thought we kicked you to the curb. James, you're still dead to me.
Nice to see all of you. My name's James Martin, founder and CEO of Copa Di Vino. I'm here today seeking an investment of $300,000 for 5% of my company. Wine by the glass. No corkscrews, no extra glasses, just open and enjoy. Last time I was here, I told you I would revolutionize the wine world. I just launched the concept, but I'd had over $500,000 in sales in the first 6 months. Well, this year, I'm on track to sell over $5 million in sales. Cannot keep up with demand. I literally have twice the amount of orders than I can produce. And to catch up, I have to build a second bottling line. And that is why I'm here today, to give you that elusive second bite of the apple. We missed out on a perfect opportunity last time. Kevin, last time I was here, you told me you were gonna drink a $1,000 bottle of wine while weeping over the missed opportunity. A $1,000 bottle of wine in my Copa glass. With your investment, we'll drink these together and we'll toast to the millions we'll continue to roll in. I ask all of you, please take a second look at Copa Di Vino and become my partners. Can you hear it? That's opportunity knocking again.
Last time.
It's incredible. Again, this is incredible that this actually happened. That this was a thing that they enabled to happen. But and it's funny because like it doesn't happen all that often. So it's almost like it's not that like it's that like were they not happy with the results of it or something? I'm not sure. I would love to hear from one of the producers or somebody that works at Shark Tank, that especially if you work during that time, that could give some insight into like how this actually came to be and why this hasn't really happened again since with the same, especially with the same product. But this, so it's awesome. Like, being able to do $5 million and clearly growing a brand very rapidly. Though it's been a long time since I've watched this episode, and I don't actually remember what happened. I would say that, still at $5 million is still in the wine world is basically nothing. But it's not nothing to James, obviously, and to the people that work for James. And I didn't say this earlier when they were showing the update, but it's so funny watching those, and it's like it's so staged. Maybe it's more painfully obvious now than or now in retrospect than when this came out and back in season 3, episode 11. So, I hope that he can get that deal, but I mean, $300,000 is not a lot of money when talking about the wine world. So I'm not a wine connoisseur at all, but I do know that wine is an expensive business to be in. It's can be a very risky business, especially if you don't know what you're doing, and getting into it is tough. So ding James for not only being able to get into it, not only being able to stick to his guns, but then being able to come back and say, look, we 10x'd our growth here, and we're ready to take on a partner that can help us grow. But I venture to think that the Sharks are going to want a much bigger chunk still than 5%.
You were stuck on the idea of taking a now proven technology and hoarding it for just yourself, when the real opportunity was to give the entire wine industry a license of this exact technology so that all wines could be sold this way. Instead of just making 5 million, you could make 500 million. And I wept like a child drinking a $2,000 bottle of wine, realizing I was unable to help you out of your madness and your insanity. Have you repented?
He offered $600,000 for 51% of the IP and the patents.
And you know what? I said it was a great deal. It was even more than I would have offered. You screwed up.
You guys have great memories.
James, what are you drinking to come back here? You know we're not going to be as gentle and as tender as we was last time to you.
I don't remember gentle when I was here last time. I do remember someone standing here and professing the value of the brand, and now I see someone standing in front of you that's proven the value of the brand. And the value of the patents that you're really interested in are now much more valuable.
Look, when I last saw you, I said you were a dead man walking, and you were dead to me. Now, are you a ghost or are you real?
I bottled a $1,000 bottle of wine, so you and I could go ahead and put the past in the past. In the decision to bottle this, I created a name for you for this wine. The Dead Man Walking. This is for you, buddy.
I like it, James, but I want to ask you a question that's
going before we get to his question, leaning into the playfulness of it, that's ding worthy, because of the fact that when you're faced with something that you could take as a real detriment and feel really bad about, even with going forward, I mean, and growing the business and things, moving in the right direction. Sometimes the mental aspect can play a role as to whether or not you feel confident enough to be able to do something like that. And that's just awesome to see him lean into that. And I feel like people should look at leaning into things a little more rather than leaning away from it. When especially if you can find that confidence within that to be able to stand up and say, like, look, this is what we've done so far, and this is what we're looking to do now. Again, $300,000 is still not much money in the grand scheme of things. That giving up 5% is just not probably going to get it done here.
To help set you free. What if we could take the technology to the largest 3 players in the wine industry and license it to them? You keep doing what you're doing because you love it. You'll pay me a royalty of which you'll get 49%, and I will quadruple your net worth in 2 quarters by simply taking this to people that have distribution 50 times larger than you. And every time they sell something, you'll make money.
So
Why
we're
aren't
right
you-
back to the original offer. Yep.
Of course it is, because it's the right thing to do.
Wow.
If my memory serves me correctly, you passed out some wine the last time.
You know, try passing wine out this easily with any other brand. There you go.
I'm waiting for the good stuff.
I wasn't interested
There's
last time.
no
and I just wanna be
way.
thorough-
There's no way he passed that to them like that. Come on. And you could hear somebody in the background there. I'm going to go back for a second.
I'm waiting for the good stuff.
Oh, that was, I guess it was Damon's talking in the background.
I wasn't interested last time, and I just want to be thoroughly entertained while you go back and forth with these guys, so I'm out. Thanks for the wine.
James, I don't want to do battle with you anymore. I want to figure out how to do business with you, because I want to drink that good wine, not the swill Barbara's drinking. I'd like to figure out, how can I invest in the piece that has the real value? Because wineries are a labor of love, and you are in love. I hate that business. I love the packaging business you have. You have a huge global opportunity, and I so much want to be your partner in that.
I don't think he actually does. And here's why. I think that 600,000 to 51% is an even worse deal than it is today than it was before. Because now not only can he license it, he has a budding brand. Again, still very small in the world of wine. But again, 2012. So it's just, we're going to check out his website at the end. So make sure you stick around for that. But it's still not a great deal. I mean, I feel like if you're talking about like, oh, you can get $500 million, why would I mean, it's still, look, the whole seed of a grape or a piece of a grape versus a piece of watermelon. I get it, but I still think I would want more of a, like maybe 600,000 for like 20% and we'll go do it. You know, it just seems like such a, or segment out the packaging business separately from your own wine and keep doing your labor of love.
I have a better understanding than I did last time, but I'm still not comfortable that a $6 million valuation, even with the marginal value of the intellectual property, is worth the investment. You need to start telling us that you're negotiable on the equity portion.
Very well said. I agree that we are here to negotiate. At this point, I'm an expert. No one in the world today knows wine by the glass in the marketplace like I do.
I agree.
Most national brands, which we are becoming, sell for 2.5 to 3 times the gross dollar value. When you just sell a
You're not
brand
there
and it
yet.
shifts over
You're not
to
there
You're
yet.
not there yet.
when will I be there?
After you
One
done-
more year.
No.
But you're not.
Happy to see you for some reason. Like an old friend. And he got a new haircut. But as I'm listening, I'm having the same visceral reaction to you. For some reason, and I hope you take it well, I didn't like you then, and I don't like you now.
But take it well.
But I don't know, I'm out.
That's a shame because I feel like Barbara could add a lot to well, maybe not at the time in which this was filmed, but later on down the road became much more valuable in these sectors, these consumable sectors, branding and such of products versus I mean, she came from the real estate background, and this is only season 3 of the show, but yeah, take it nice. We don't like you. Take it. Hey, look, people say mean, nasty things in the comments of this channel all the time, and I do take it and say I appreciate you watching and commenting, and that's it. That's the best. That's the best and the worst of what I can offer, because I do genuinely appreciate it, and clearly he did get a new haircut, and and a better. A business doing better, but at the same time, like maybe if he had come on a couple seasons later, a couple years later down the road, where he's doing $50 million, $100 million, then a year, then maybe he would have that leverage to be like, look, not only have I proven the technology, but I've proven the wine. Again, I still think they should segment out the packaging business and go to war with Kevin on that, and maybe the packaging business I don't recall if he gave the valuation of what, or if they talked about what the valuation of just the packaging would be in the previous episode, because I didn't review it before I watched this one. But I do think that it's still probably worth more than $1.2 million.
I'm not arguing that you see it at $6 million, but you have to see that we see it at something less. Potentially, there's somewhere in the middle that we can meet, but we're asking you to move the valuation so that we can respond. Normally, we don't do that. Normally, we say, you know what, we're just going to tell you, but you know what you're doing. You're very aware of your industry. You're very aware of the components of your business. So we're asking you.
You guys have an interest in this, right? If we can work on a valuation, we may be able to make a deal here.
Which I've been saying for a long time.
I'll do the $300,000 for 12%, because that's exactly what you're worth right now.
So you're saying the company's worth $2.5 million
That's
today?
exactly what it's worth. At some point, I know I'll be able to convince you to set it free. And you'll make so much money, you can kick back on the Copa hillside and say, Kevin O'Leary was right. I'm so lucky to have him as a partner. That's what's going to happen. And my ticket to entry is $300,000. All right, you beat me into a pulp. Give me the good stuff. I can't take this anymore.
Before you make a decision, I'm going to try to change his mind on.
It's kind of crazy that Kevin would come down like that. But I kind of think that James might want more or give up less equity. When you talk about negotiations, sometimes people are like, oh, yeah, it's 5%. I'm willing to go 8, or I'm willing to go 6. And it's like, well, that's not what we're in the market for. And, a $2.5 million valuation, because of how capital intensive, time intensive the wine industry is, you always are running the risk of having a bad crop next year, and having to take a huge loss. So, being able to do the 5 million, that's awesome. You hope that next year everything will go right, and you'll be able to produce, and not just next year, but if I'm not mistaken, it takes a couple of years, like 3, 4, 5 years. So, you kind of have an idea of where you're at, but you're always in that sliding scale. And when you're growing so rapidly with retailers, there's always the potential that they don't reorder, or only some of them end up reordering, because in certain sections of the marketplace, the certain sections of the country, or something, in certain areas just won't do as well as they think it will, even though they put it into test markets. So, you're always running the risk of there being some contraction on that, especially when you're talking about a consumable product.
Do you have anybody you can call, or got to go to the bathroom or anything?
I do have someone to call.
12% isn't a whole lot of skin in the game. That's my problem.
That's my issue with it.
Right, that's my problem. I think we offer him more money at a slightly lower valuation among 3 of us.
I like it.
So we get more equity, more in the upside, right?
Why not try for 30 marks? We'll get 10 each.
I don't think you'll go for it, but we can
try
negotiate.
that.
Technology, proven product, you've proven there's a market. And when I started Sam Adams, everybody thought it was a dumb idea and nobody would invest. And I only got like lowball offers. And look where Sam Adams is today. Passion will take you a long way.
Watch what he does when he comes back. He's going to be complicated again.
She's got him pinned, and she knows. And James, I would love to have you come on the show. So this is would be an absolute pleasure to host you. I know I did the other video. The offer's still on the table, man. Just reach out to me in the comments.
I called Jim Cook. He's the founder of Samuel Adams. He's basically the father of craft brewing in America. And Jim's been instrumental in bringing my company to this level.
What did he say to you?
Jim basically wanted to make sure that whoever I'm becoming a partner with, if they share in the dream, they understand the vision, they understand the possibilities.
Is he an investor in the company or an equity owner in the company?
Jim's an advisor.
An advisor. He doesn't have any equity in it.
No equity.
Then why didn't he just give you the money for your extra line that you need?
The best advice is going to come from someone who's not vested in your company.
I really respect Cook. He's a legend in the beverage industry. No question. But he's not spending his money right here.
I mean,
So what did he tell you?
that is always a piece of, I don't know if I 100% agree with the whole best advice will come from people who have nothing to gain or lose. Sometimes, I mean, as long as it's the right person. I mean, people have their own, pieces to the puzzle. Ultimately, it's up to you to make the right decision. But I mean, that's an awesome name to be able to pick up the phone and give a call to in the middle of a Shark Tank pitch, which is just pretty awesome. And to have him as an advisor, I wonder how much him being on Shark Tank in season 2 played a part in him getting that advisor, that opportunity to have those that conversation and that with that exposure. So that's the other thing, is the Shark Tank effect with when it comes to products and again, this only being 1 year later after he was just on Shark Tank, or probably not even a full year after it aired. You're going to get that extra hype and the extra buzz, and clearly he did get something out of it, and being only 1 year later is like, wait for people to get it, see what the reorders look like, and all that. It just, I don't know, it just feels so soon to bring somebody on 1 season later.
Do with the $300,000 for 12% that Kevin offered you.
Basically, it's half the price of what the value of trying to have a partner as established as Mark Cuban. That it would be valuable to me to pay additionally above what I'm asking for an investment of 3%. So $300,000 for 8% of the company.
Oh my God, what did I say? I said he's going, they come back and they're like, oh, the negotiation. It's like, okay, well, we could talk about 3%. That's, oh God.
Mark Cuban's not interested in it because you want the value of the Sharks and what we bring to the table. And that's an effort, right? Just like you've created a valuation, we have our own valuations of our time and our effort as well. And what I'm saying, it's just not worth $600,000 for 30%, because that's $200,000 a piece, 10% equity a piece, 3 rock stars to help support you and build your brand, and you still retain 70%, so you get significant amounts of leverage, and you have the capital should you need it.
I agree that having more skin in the game makes a lot more sense for you guys. I agree that could be a greater value and asset to my company. Does it get us a deal stadium next year in the Dallas Mavericks?
It gets you first crack. I can't make a promise. I own the Landmark Theaters, and quite a few of them sell alcohol. And single-serve wine and the bigger theaters serving alcohol makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Well, before James makes a decision there, it's not a bad deal. I mean, you're getting three Sharks all at once here. The money doesn't, and the valuation isn't perfect, but you're not giving up the entirety of the business. You're not giving up 51% to get somebody, but I mean, at a certain point, it almost kind of is like, well, I could give up just 12% and I could have just had Kevin, but I tend to think he's probably going to push lower or lower on the percentage or higher on the money. But I would try to just push a little lower on the percentage. 20, 26, 28. If you get, the closer you get into 24, the closer you get to that 8%. Though the money's still upside down at that point, but you're getting a lot of value.
Why can't?
You're talking yourself out of a sale. You need to make a decision.
James, you've done something nobody in the tank has ever done. You've been given the American dream to come back.
Who's in on this? Is you, and you?
Yes, sir.
Kevin, if I get that phone call from you all the time that says, we've got to split this company up.
No, James, Mark and I will keep Kevin in line. Don't worry. You've convinced me from the very get-go, because you went from $500,000 to $5 million and then $12 million next year. You were right about that concept.
You need to make a decision right now on what you want to do.
I want to be partners with you guys. But if I trade my company 30% for $600,000 and basically give my company at that kind of discount, and I don't have any kind of guarantee that I can even get into the single stadium that you control, then I'm in a position where I'm trying to understand what kind of value that you might be adding.
You wouldn't have come back here if you didn't see value in the tank and us. So don't ask us to start selling ourselves back to you now. You're the one that came back. We didn't go see you. No more talking. We made a very fair offer to you. You've got to make a decision.
It's $1 million bottle of wine. 30% of the company. That should go for $1.2 million, and I'm going to sell it for $600,000.
I don't think you're thinking clearly on that.
Well, hang on. Whoa, Kevin. I think he's saying yes.
I'm out. You know what? I'm out.
Ugh.
You screwed around. You're playing games, and there's nothing I hate more than playing games. You knew the number. You knew the number when you walked out. You knew the number when you walked in, and you came in and created drama.
No. I came in looking to make partners with you at a very reasonable valuation that was done by experts, not by someone that says, well, I see what the wine industry is. My friends have wineries. These are the top experts in the country who told me what my company's worth.
But none of them gave you any money.
You know as well as we all do that it's worth what someone will pay for it. I'm just telling you, James, I'm out.
That's a huge blow because, yeah, I mean, Kevin really wanted to be involved with that. Man, counter, I think that's the lesson here. Counter, say something. You wait around, and who knows how long this actually took to play out, right? It looked like he took a couple of sips, but I mean, it's evaporating. If he doesn't, I mean, again, $300,000. It's not like he couldn't get a loan for that, most likely. So, it's painful. It's painful to watch, and it's a shame because I get that he wanted guarantees, but even just having your product in one stadium, I mean, I don't know how much single serve wine are they really going to sell?
Robert, Kevin, you guys gonna split it?
James, I'm really out. I mean, you just came here to waste our time. So,
Cheers.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, but I think I've earned this.
I came here in good faith, really wishing for these sharks to become my partners. No one could share in that vision. It was all about the money and whether they could get a discount on the value of my company. I won't be back.
You get to see some of the process. There's some nice drone footage there. And they got their wine still, man. They're doing it. What is the cost of a single? So you get the white bundle, so it's 4 for $14. I guess that's not bad. I mean, seems a little pricey, I guess. But okay, $3.49 in glass. That's not. I mean, it's not terrible if you get to bring it with you and the convenience factor of being able to take it. So very, very cool to see. They don't have any social media listed on. Oh, there you go. Instagram and Facebook. Go check out Instagram. 49Hunter over on Instagram was the last time they posted 10 weeks ago. I feel like it's summertime. They should be posting all kinds of outdoor things. This is June 16th. If you need us, we'll be here with Copa in hand. 33,000 people, 33,471 liking the Facebook page. But again, nothing recently. So I'd like to see that get updated. Love seeing the faces, though. Just like I love seeing comments down below. Like, James, you could leave me a comment down below. Salo says, I found your community by chance searching Shark Tank videos, and now I'm enjoying your reaction more than the Shark Tank episodes. Hello from Brazil. Hello, Brazil. It's great to see that we are also in Brazil. Anyway, I appreciate you watching to the end. It's great to be back, and expect more videos coming up here soon. Just been getting a lot of things out of the way. I hope you have an amazing day. I'll see you in if you haven't watched the original video, it'll be up here. If not, I'll see you in the video down below. Take care and go be super.